Trent, well, another time. Like, you feel with a little bit of luck, you could have been 3 wins and no losses so far.
Yeah, we certainly haven't been too far away. 3 from 3 would have been nice, but as it stands, we dropped the 2 games, but Broncos and Manly. But a little bit of a few things to improve on at the back end of the games, I think, that we've touched on this week. But in terms of competing and effort, really happy with them. But they were disappointed we didn't win them 2 games. Yeah.
The things you talk about is it sort of game management when you're in a position to win? Is that what you're looking to improve on?
Yeah, a little bit. We haven't been in too many of those games over the last few years, so we're going to find ourselves in more of them. So it's important that we learn from it. Our halves are young, we know that, but the more situations they get in or get put in that situation again, they're going to have a clearer idea of what's needed. So a few lessons for us there, but it was a pretty tough slog over there at Brookvale last week, and got another one on Sunday against Melbourne.
You made a change in the halves last week and then you kept it for this week. Were you happy with
Yep.
Why did you decide to do that?
Yeah, look, I thought Wakey was good. He started the game really well. Had a hand in a couple of our tries, and he was copped a pretty bad head knock actually. So he did well to finish the game. But he'll play in the halves again this week, and we go down there pretty well unchanged. But we just got to get down there and play well again. They're a really good side, Melbourne, and Melbourne at Melbourne is always a tough task.
Matt Burton's done really well, but as we've spoken about, he hasn't played a lot of 5'8" the last few years. That game management, is that something that will come with time with him? Yeah,
definitely. And he's a dozen games into his career at 6, so spent a lot of time, all his time there at centre last year. So the more situations that Birdo's put in, the better he's going to be. So experience is key for us, and keeping the team together is really important. But there's some really good signs there. I think they're moving the ball around a lot more, and it's something that we keep working on at training. We've just got to keep getting better.
We spoke to Tavita during the week, and he said he loves listening to Gus's stories about his time at the club many years ago and that sort of dogs of war attitude. Do you like listening to those stories as well?
Yeah, he's good. He's got plenty, Gus. He's been really good, mate, and he knows the club inside out, and it's always good for the players to hear a different voice at times than mine. But Tavita and all our new boys have bought into what the club's about. I think it's a great club. We all know that. A lot of new faces here, and I think you can see each week they're getting more comfortable with each other as well. So key is keeping them on the field and keeping them healthy and together.
You mentioned new faces, mate. How's Josh been this weekend in Melbourne for the first time?
Yeah, he's good. I haven't noticed any difference in his preparation. He always prepares really well. He's a professional, Josh. So I think he's looking forward to going back to Melbourne. No doubt it'll be a weird one for him. He spent a lot of time down there and had a lot of success there. So he's very important with us. I thought we unlocked him a little bit last week. He got a bit of clear air, which was good to see. And we just got to keep working on that so we can get him some quality ball.
Take us back to 2020 and 2020 when you pitched to him to come here. What was that conversation like, and how important was he into what you're trying to build going forward?
Yeah, I think one of the things we did need here was some personality and some experience, and he brings a lot to the club in terms of off field, but he brings a hell of a lot to it in and around training. His personality is infectious, and he's enjoying himself at the moment. It was certainly different for him when he came back to Sydney. I think he's probably realised how big a deal rugby league is here in Sydney. They're probably a little bit sheltered from it down there at Melbourne. So chalk and cheese in that regard. I think he's realised how big a club Canterbury is, how passionate our supporters are, and I think he's enjoying it.
Do you remember that first meeting with him?
Yeah, we met him a few times actually. It was a fair process because there was a few clubs after him, but I've always had a lot of respect for Josh as a player and a person, and he's fitted in really well.